Now, if you can't make chicken smothered in gravy, you need to go on and go up out the kitchen, because when it comes to comfort food, chicken smothered in gravy is always going to be on the top 5 of the list. And with this weather going from summer to winter real fast and it's getting real cold, I decided today we're going to go ahead and get in our kitchen and make us some smothered chicken, gravy, mashed potatoes, garlic, soy, chili, string beans. And let's get to work. Now, while I was over here cutting up the onions and the garlic, that man was over there cleaning up the chicken. And after I had my onions sliced up and my garlic chopped up, I went on ahead and started seasoning up the chicken. Now, when it comes to making smothered chicken and gravy, I love to aggressively season my chicken, because all those drippings that come from the chicken, that is what y'all going to use to make y'all gravy. We don't have to buy the gravy powder. We don't need the can of cream of mushrooms, cream of celery. We don't need none of that. Leave that in the supermarket. Put your coin in your bag. Just use them drippings from the chicken and you already got gravy at home. So I'm going to show you what I use to season my chicken, and you can use whatever you like, because when I tell you your kitchen, your rules, do it how you like to do it. I'm just going to show you how I do mine. First, I went on ahead and got me some of that onion powder, garlic powder, because you can't have one. You got to have both. And yes, I'm using fresh garlic and I'm using garlic powder. Went on ahead and got some of that and added some of that Badia's complete seasoning. You know you got to have some of that Badia. I had to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that Tony seasoning on top. In addition to that Tony seasoning, because we don't have any fresh herbs, we're going to use the herbs that's in the bottle. And I'm going to go ahead and add in some rosemary. I'm going to go ahead and add in some cilantro, and we definitely going to go ahead and add in some of that Kinder's roasted chicken seasoning. Now, in addition to all of that, we got a few more we got to add in too. Go ahead and get you some of that smoked paprika, because we grown, so make sure you use some of that. And I got to go ahead and actually pick up some more, put that on the shopping list. I got a little bit of that poultry blend left. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there, because it's only a little bit anyway. After I get the rest of that poultry blend in there, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some of that garlic and them onions that we chopped up. We're going to make sure we go ahead and add that in there as well. Now, while I'm seasoning my chicken, I am going to go ahead and start preheating my oven, putting the oven on 350 degrees, and we're going to make sure that starts to come up to temperature. Now, let's get back into seasoning our chicken. Went on ahead, added in those purple onions, added in the garlic, and now I have some onions and peppers that I previously cut up that I had in my freezer, and I want to make sure that I use those, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the chicken as well. Once I get all my seasonings and my peppers and onions in there, I'm going to go ahead, mix everything together, make sure all my chicken is placed nice and flat and even, so everything can cook evenly. And then at this point, you're going to go ahead and see if your chicken is seasoned to your liking, because you can't taste it yet. You're going to have to use your nose. Does it smell seasoned? In your eyes, does it look like it have enough seasoning? If it doesn't, this is your chance to go ahead and add a little bit more seasoning. If your chicken is seasoned to your liking, then you're going to go ahead and add you in a little chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can go ahead and use some water, put a little bit of unsalted butter on top, cover your chicken up, and in the oven it goes. Once your chicken is done, you're going to go ahead and pour off your gravy, your drippings. This is what it looked like. It should look something like this. And then I'm going to add my slurry to it, which you can do cornstarch, you can do flour, you can do whatever it is you like, and go ahead and mix that up until I get my gravy to my desired thickness. Once it's to my desired thickness, I'm going to go ahead and take my chicken out the oven, which is already done. I'm going to pour my gravy right on top of that chicken. Make sure all my chicken is coated with the gravy. Once my chicken is completely covered with that gravy, I'm going to go ahead then and stick it back in the oven and let my chicken and the gravy bake together. While my chicken and the gravy is baking together, it's time to go ahead and make them side orders. Went on ahead, made my mashed potatoes, them soy, garlic, chili, string beans, and then it was time to go ahead and start plating. So I went on ahead and got a plate, because we're going to go ahead and make this man's plate first, and we're going to make him a hefty plate, because I'm telling y'all, that man act like he didn't eat in 7 days and 7 nights. So let's go ahead and make these plates. Went on ahead and got those mashed potatoes, and we want to put a nice healthy scoop of mashed potatoes, because the mashed potatoes, it's just going to go so good with that gravy. After that, it was time to get those chili string beans, and I went on ahead and put some garlic, a little bit of soy, a little bit of complete seasoning, and then I put some chili paste in it as well with some tomatoes. So we're going to go ahead and add that on the side. After that, it was time to go ahead and get our chicken. This is what our chicken looked like when it was done. And when I tell you, my whole entire house was smelling so so good. When it comes to smothering something in gravy, that's absolutely one of my favorite things to do. So now let's go ahead and get the chicken, and we're going to go ahead and put it on top of those mashed potatoes so that mashed potatoes can soak up some of that gravy. And we're going to put a few pieces on there. And once we get that chicken on there, we're going to go ahead and add some of the gravy and the onions and the peppers and all of that good stuff right on top.